All right. So again, good evening, everyone. And I really appreciate all of you signing up to participate in this mini training, I guess, for new member sponsors. I think it's an important thing, and I'm really actually very impressed with the response to this. I do have a slideshow to start, so I'm going to go over to screen share and get that started. And here we go. All right. And hopefully as we go along here, I won't miss anybody who's trying to come into the meeting as we go. All right. So tonight our topic, of course, is what your role and responsibilities are in as far as the new member that you have recruited into your Lions Club, and so that they can become a productive member of your club. And there's a few questions that I hope by the end of the session, I hope you'll be able to answer with some confidence that I would consider to be essential questions to this topic. One of those is why it's important to have orientation and mentoring as a part of your new member, getting your new member into the club, what your role is in the orientation and mentoring process, the information or what information does that new lion need to have to become a productive lion, and then look at a few resources that are available to help you orient and mentor your new lion. I did a little bit of checking. What kind of prompted this session was some statistics, I guess, that we became or that we were told about, and I went in and dug a little bit further. I looked at the number of people who dropped their membership in during the year 2024, and this is according to the reporting that was done in My Lion through your club secretaries. And if we remove people who dropped out for reasons, or if this number includes people who dropped for reasons other than they moved out of the area, or they transferred to another club, or they passed away, unfortunately. If you take those out, in the last 12 months, we had 80 members who dropped their Lions Club membership in District 14C, which is Adams, Cumberland, and York counties. Of those 80, 42 of them have been members for 5 or less years. So that was kind of concerning that we have that number of members coming in who aren't sticking with Lions for a very long time. Quite a few of those, I didn't break it down, but quite a few of those were only in for a year or two. I'd say a significant number. The reasons that were given for them not that were reported for them, most of them just were reported as having dropped as members in good standing. But there were 11 people reported for non-payment of dues, which I think can be related to the orientation and mentoring of our new members. And also 2 people were reported for non-attendance, which whether or not that should be an issue or not, it isn't a reason. It is certainly an indication of a potential problem with getting new members engaged. So just that concern, and retention overall is just a concern for our district. We have been recruiting plenty of new members in, but unfortunately we're losing as many members as we are bringing in. So if we could really reduce our number of dropped members and improve our retention rates, our membership in the district would start to grow. So that's all part of what has prompted this session. All right. So again, these are the questions we're going to be trying to answer tonight. And want to start with, I might have to back out here a second, just a second here. Could, let me see. Doug, could you call Keith Schoaf? He was trying to call me and get see what he needs.
He needs help then.
Yeah, apparently, yes. All right, I think he's trying to get in, and I'm having trouble getting to the. There we go. I'm having trouble finding my. Oh, there. Because I'm in the screen share. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop here for a second so I can let these guys in. Yeah, just doesn't always work too well when trying to do the multitask. In fact, how about if I make, let's see, PDG Galen, if I make you the host, could you keep an eye on people trying to come in?
He's muted, I think.
I am, and yes, I can do that. And I sent the link to Keith.
Okay. All right.
Only if he shares what he's eating there.
Well, my wife brought it home and was leaking home with it. So
Oh.
Okay. Well, if we go back to screen share, all right. I am. I'll keep an eye here. I'll keep an eye on it. All right. So we are back. Screen share. And what happened to my PowerPoint? Oh boy, this is rough. We don't have this much trouble, folks.
we've all been down that road.
I'll say.
Well, I think it's Keith's fault.
I think it is. He was trying to get in.
He just got in and
Probably is.
Oh, there, he's in.
And then he took about 10 tries.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, but you've got me off my stride now, bud.
Well, at least I accomplished something today.
I just left you, Keith.
What was that?
I just left you a message on your cell phone, like we're in a Zoom meeting, that Galen just sent you something. So you can void that message I just gave you.
Yeah, it's somewhat ringing, but I was in the middle of this letting me in.
All right. Are we good to go now? Let's see. And there we are. Okay, we've been through those. All right. So let's start by talking a little, just a couple minutes about the importance of orientation and mentoring. One of the things that that is a result of good orientation and mentoring is it provides support and guidance for your new member. You know, when you have a new member come in, they can have lots of questions. It just kind of depends on the background and their knowledge of lines and whatnot. But, you know, they're going to need that ongoing support and guidance, especially for their first year, just so they get a better idea of what's happening in their club. It also promotes engagement with the other members of the club and helps them connect to not just the members of the club, but to the culture of the club as well. So good orientation and mentoring provides engagement and connection, which leads to familiarity and comfort, so that people do feel like they want to attend meetings, they want to come to the events, they feel like they're a part of things. It also helps them develop a knowledge base about the Lions organization, your club in particular, but also orientation to Lions outside of your club activity and the broader aims and activities of the organization. All of that then, as I've mentioned before, leads to better retention rates. And that's what we really are aiming for, is to make sure that we retain good members and keep them engaged. And the important part of retaining those members is that it helps us grow leaders for our clubs. And our clubs, I think you can agree, are nothing without good leaders and good people to take on officer roles as well as to lead projects. So it's really all about orientation, and mentoring is all about making your new members feel welcome and informed and comfortable with being at your club. And by sharing your devotion to service, that helps you ensure a healthy future for your club and for Lions in general. So let's take a minute now to look at, in particular, the sponsors' role. And we do have both sponsors here as well on the meeting, as well as club membership chairs, and both have roles with the new member. With the sponsor in particular, and some of this you'll probably remember from whenever whenever your new member was inducted, but one of we say in most of the induction ceremonies is that you are responsible to make sure that your new Lion gets to know all the members of your club. So it's important that you take the time to introduce them to all the Lions in your club. If you have a membership of 10 members, that's not so hard to do. If you've got a club of 40, that takes a little bit more time. So there's always ways to do that. Move around from meeting to meeting, sit with different people, make sure they get a chance to interact. It's not just a matter of taking that new member to each of your current club members and having them shake their hand and say who they are, but take a little time to get to know. So over the period of the first few months, as you go to meetings and as at your club functions, whether it's service projects or fundraisers, do your best to help that new Lion engage with the members of your club so they really get to know who they are. Super important to engage that new member in some of the club's activities immediately in one way, shape, or form. Most of the time, we say get them on a committee, but depending on how your club is structured, your committees may or may not be real active, or it may just be the committee chair who does things. You've got to gauge that, but get them connected to some aspect of your club as quickly as possible. Have them work beside you at a fundraiser. Have them participate in the service project in some way. Make sure they know what's going on and really encourage them to get involved early. So there's nothing like them getting brought on and excited to do stuff and then just sit around for a few months with nothing to do. They're going to lose interest real quick unless you engage them in club activities. Make sure that you accompany them or do your best to be at the first few meetings and events that when they are members. Maybe pick them up and take them to the meeting or meet them at the door so that you can, again, sit with them and take them around to the club members. But make sure that you're doing everything you can to make them comfortable at the meetings. Answer their questions. Do the best that you can, or if you don't know the answer to their questions, find the answers. You've got resource people in your club, I'm sure, who can find most of the answers. But if you don't then you can come up to the zone chair level, or you can come to anybody any of the district leadership. You've got my email address probably. You can always send me an email, but get the answers to their questions. And then do your best to help grow their knowledge base as far as both your club, things about your club, and Lions in general, as much to the extent that you can. And I know that we're all different levels of knowledge about the organization, depending on what your level of involvement has been. In addition to those things, which the sponsor can really have a critical role in, the membership chair can also help with those things, as well as encouraging ideas and sharing areas of concern. Encourage the new member to share their ideas and concerns that they might come across. You always want them to feel like they have a say, and that their ideas are looked at and considered, and their concerns are addressed. So again, you as the sponsor and the membership chair all have a role in that. And in addition, the membership chair should be making sure that arrangements are made for a proper induction. It doesn't have to be super fancy, but it is nice to make sure you get them a new member packet and have a person who's authorized to do so do an induction ceremony, just to emphasize that it's a special privilege. As I said, provide the new member kit and additional items as your club traditions, whatever your club traditions are. I know some clubs will give members a new hat, or some will do other, something else related to the club, just to connect them with the club, which I think is a great idea if your administrative fund can handle that. And then also develop and provide club orientation materials, which we're going to look at in just a little bit later in the presentation. Okay. Any questions at this point as far as for the role, or kind of those basic responsibilities? Anything strike a chord, or any question with that?
Oh, I do not have any questions. I can say that my club secretary checked off all the boxes there.
Yeah.
I joined last December, and he was provided everything to me. I left the first meeting with an application as soon as he found out my wife had an interest, and so now my wife and I are both members. So I just want to give a big thanks to our club secretary, Ted Kramer, if he's out there.
Yeah. Ted's not on, but he contacted me, and you're going to see some very familiar looking documents a little bit later in the presentation.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So yes, he does a great job with that. And he's also your membership chair. So,
Yes.
Okay. Now, what kinds of things should your new member be exposed to? Basically, that's going to fall into 4 general categories here. Like general knowledge of who Lions are, knowledge about your club, and then moving up broader than your club, knowledge about our district, 14C, and the multiple district, and finally, knowledge about the Lions clubs. And you as the sponsor and also your club membership chair have responsibilities for all these things, but not by yourselves. The district has some training coming up also for the new members, and we encourage you to invite your new member to participate in that, especially for the broader level Lions. A lot of the things that you're responsible for are number 1 and 2 in that, and making sure that they're well grounded in what your club does. So let's look at each of these general categories in a little bit more detail. As far as who Lions are, just a couple of ideas as general information. This is like 30,000 foot thing. You do your best to make your new member aware of Lions global causes. We have 8 global initiatives at this point. Vision. Oh boy, now I'm going to test my memory with this because I didn't write it down. But vision, diabetes, childhood cancer, environment, hunger, disaster relief, humanitarian service, and youth. Help me out here, some of my buddies, but I think I got them all. Those are our eight
You got
kind of broad categories of service initiatives that are worldwide service initiatives. But of course, every club can do things beyond those service initiatives as well, or things related to other areas too. If try to be familiar with the origin story of Lions, how they got started in 1917 as a group of businessmen looking to reach out to the communities, not so much for business advantage and business networking, but to give back to their communities. And Melvin Jones should be a name that becomes very familiar to all of your members very quickly as sort of like the founding father of Lions Club, and like the main mover and shaker that got things going. The role Helen Keller played in us becoming an organization that provides services and helps people who are visually impaired by channeling us to be Knights of the Blind at the 1925 International Convention. The work of our foundation, which is primarily disaster relief, but it's not exclusively disaster relief. We do all kinds, they provide grant funding for all kinds of things. So LCIF is our charitable giving foundation of the Lions organization. And then that we are the world's largest service organization, 1.4 members, trying to get up to 1.5 million members here through our current membership growth initiative. So those are just just a sampling of the kinds of things that you might, as you're having casual conversations, try to inject in there. But anything that you learn in general about Lions, the more information you can give your Lion, the better, just so that they understand the culture of that. All right. Then as far as your club, you want to start to delve into things like the history and traditions of your club, so that they have a good background. How long has your club been a part of the community? What are some things that that are maybe unique to your club that aren't done by other clubs? I know looking at mechanics, for example, their club president, the king, the Lion King, or the King Lion, I believe they refer to it. Am I remembering that correctly? Some of them refer to that way. Some clubs do.
Yeah.
Other clubs just use the president term, whatever. The organizational structure of your club, basically what offices do you have, and how did they handle the elections? What are the elected offices versus the appointed committees? How do you structure your club? That kind of information is available in your club's constitution and bylaws, and also the policies of your club. Again, over time, you can help your new Lion become familiar with these things. Of course, you want them to know what your service projects are and how you raise funds to support those projects. That's what we're all about, trying to serve our communities and do good things for people in our communities. So they need to understand how that works as far as what your club is engaging in, what your club is focusing on. You want to talk about the membership responsibilities in your club as far as the expectations, what your meeting schedule is. Always make sure that your new club is fully aware of the dues that are expected and needed to be paid, and the reason for those dues, and emphasize on that with the dues, that the dues cover the administrative costs of the organization, of your club, as well as the broader organization. I think sometimes one reason we hear from people who are hesitant to join is because of the dues that they have to pay. But when they understand that the reason we do that is to cover those administrative costs, and so that any funds that are raised from the public go back to the community through the service initiatives, then that makes a little bit more sense to them. But they need to understand that dues obligation. As I said at the beginning of the program, there were a number of people who non-payment of dues was the reason that their membership was dropped. What kinds of awards does your club give out? And, you know, if you have specific criteria for those awards and recognition, and also what kinds of awards and recognition are available outside of your club. Make sure that they're familiar with kind of the financial aspects of your club, the budget, how the money is spent, which kind of relates to the not just the administrative costs, but the projects that you're doing and how much you do it. I mentioned earlier, your club does have a constitution and bylaws and some policies. Most of our clubs use what's called the standard form constitution and bylaws that's produced by the international organization, the standard constitution and bylaws for a club. And then they just add policies to make it specific to their club, as opposed to rewriting their whole constitution and bylaws. Just makes things flow a little bit easier. And then also how does your club communicate? How much do you use email? Do you have newsletters? Do you post stuff on Facebook? What's available? Do you have Instagram accounts? All those aspects your club should be familiar with as far as the communications of your club. So as Michael was saying, the Mechanicsburg Club does a great job here with a new member packet that their club membership chair shared these documents with me. Their new members get a document that's called Welcome to the Mechanicsburg Lions Club. And we're going to take a quick look at each of these things. A calendar, a year's worth of the activities of the club, what the committees are, how the club, another sheet that explains a little bit about how the club works. The big organization kind of refers to beyond the club level, their elections and the officers and their club funds. So I'm going to back out of here a minute and just show this to you. If I can get my cursor to go to the screen share here. Whoops. There we go. All right. So this is, can you see that, folks?
Yes.
Can you see the?
I can
welcome to
see it.
the
Yeah, we
Mechanicsburg
can't, I can't read it, but I can see
It's
it.
small, but I
Yeah,
can
it's
see
Yeah,
it.
very small.
It's kind
a
of
little
small.
blurry.
Yeah, but your name's on it
I
as second
see
vice
that.
president. Thank you very much. Appreciate your service.
Thank you.
So, yeah. So yeah, that's the welcome letter, and it goes on to part of a second page. So it's a real nice introduction and summary about the club to get you oriented to that. So again, these are just samples, and I'd be happy to share them with you if anybody wants them. I'm sure Lion Ted won't mind if we do that. So that's that is the welcome letter, and then we've got the calendar. Again, month by month, and Mechanicsburg is a super active club. They've got all kinds of stuff going on throughout the year, and I'm sure this gets updated every year with whatever new projects are brought in or things that get dropped off. The thing is, if you take the time, it does take time, obviously, to do these things, but if you take the time to do it, then it's ready to go. It just needs to be updated for each year. So, it's a very valuable resource. And as Mike said, I think pretty valuable or pretty helpful to him as a new member. The committees, they've got them listed, who the chairperson is, who helps. I think this was really good. Have the assistants, people who are kind of learning the ropes, who can back up the chairperson and learn how to take on that responsibility. And Lion Patty, maybe you can tell us, do these chairs change from year to year, or do they stay fairly steady? How does that work?
They pretty much stay the same. I mean, there may be a few people, that want to step aside and let somebody else take over, but for the most part, they stay the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So if you as the committee or if, as the sponsor, if you are in charge of one of your club's committees, invite that new cub to shadow you and maybe become your replacement at some point, but familiarize them with what's going on so that they can learn the ropes. It's a great way to get them engaged and help with that kind of thing.
What we've also started to do this year, is the committee chair is asking almost like for an assistant. So that would be a good role for the new member. So
Yeah.
they could really step in and help out.
Yes, I agree. Okay, so club committees and then how the club works. Again, just a summary of how they go about handling their business, how their meetings run, when they have their business meeting, when they have their social meetings, or program meetings, I should say. Just some different aspects of that. I think there might be a little bit of redundancy here between the new member welcome letter as well as this one. Did you get this all in a packet, Mike, or did he give these to you like over a period of time?
Some was in a packet, and I believe the last thing you showed there, the heads of the different parts of the club, that was sent to us via an email, several pages of that, which I have.
Okay. Right. The big organization, this is where he goes in and talks then about the next level of the zone, the clubs that are in their zone. And then he talks about the District 14C, and then how many districts in the state and all the way up to the international level. So just a quick reading on that. So he's checking all the boxes of the information that's important for new members to try to pick up in their first year or so of being a Lion. Here's his sheet on the election of officers, what the offices are that they have, what the responsibilities are, and also who's serving in those roles currently. And then finally, how the funds are handled. And this is just copied out of the Constitution and bylaws, basically. And the importance of the separation of the public funds or the activity funds versus the administration funds. Something that's critical for every understand so that they one know that differentiation and can hold everybody accountable for that as well. So that's just a good sampling of a packet of information that you could put together that your membership chair in particular could work on. But again, I'm happy to send that to anybody who wants those documents. I'll be happy to share them with you if you shoot me an email that you want them. Any questions in that aspect?
No.
Dennis,
Yes, I have a question. I just wanted to know how many
Go ahead.
members in Mechanicsburg.
We've got close to 80 members.
Yep. And they've had significant growth. I think
Mm-hmm.
I was
That's
district
great.
governor in 2017-18. And at that point, the club was between 45 and 50 members, as I recall. So
Wow.
just in the past 5 or 6 years, they have grown their club significantly and are continuing to grow. So that's,
Do we need all the advice they can give us?
yeah. They-
Last time I looked, I thought they were close to like 86 members.
Yeah, we had a few people drop out last year
Okay.
that took us down, I believe, to 79, but we've had a few come in.
Mhm.
So I would say we're right around 81. Paula,
Yeah, I
Is
think
that
a
what you
couple
think?
people, oh, hold on. A couple people
ahead,
moved, I
Paula.
think.
Yeah.
We had a few people move out of the area.
Mechanicsburg is definitely the biggest club in the district.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Okay.
Dennis, I was gonna say, it'd even be good to, get the information to the existing club members.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
to get, just to let them know where things stand and a little review for them.
yeah, I think that's a great idea, Terry. If you would, if you go to the trouble to put that whole packet together, why not share it with everybody in the club so they're aware of what's going out to new members? But before you even use it for new members, have them check it out and see if they're okay with everything that's in there or any suggestions.
Right.
But, yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Or tweak it, yep.
Yep.
Put me down.
I'll look for it the next time I come visit, Terry.
Oh, okay.
Is,
I'll
is that
send
an-
you, I'll send you an email.
Terry, is that an open invitation for you to volunteer for anything?
No. It
That's
seems
about-
like we always volunteer for a lot of things these days,
Okay.
but it's good.
I do see on my screen, I'm seeing that there's four comments in the chat. I don't know if they're anything for the group or not, but I can't quite access the chat stuff right now.
One
to
of
the-
them was a question on how many members the Mechanicsburg Club has, and
Okay.
two of them are to share documents.
Oh, okay. All right. Very good. Maybe what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and send those documents to everybody that's on the session.
That'd be
And that
great.
way, yeah, if you don't want them, fine. If you do, great.
Sure.
That'd be great.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay. So we got all the comments taken care of then?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Okay, good. All right, so from there, let's move on. Once you, outside of the club, then there are some things they should try to become aware of, and this might be more so, like say, after they've gotten acclimated in the 2 or 3 months of your club, see if you can broaden out a little bit, but at the district and multiple district. Now, district, as I said, is 14C, Adams, York, and Cumberland County. And then we are one of 17 districts in Pennsylvania. Our multiple district 14 is all the Lions clubs in Pennsylvania, broken down into 17 districts. So 14C, 14A, 14B, C. Obviously, we don't have 26, or we'd go, we only have 17. So not every letter of the alphabet is used. But we want your new member to understand that from your club is part of a zone. And then the zones, there's several zones make up a district. So a district is divided into several zones. Our district is divided into 8 different zones. And as I said, the multiple district is made up of 17 districts. Each zone has a zone chairperson who oversees the activities and acts as a resource person for those clubs. The district governor oversees the work, and District Governor Galen is on our meeting this evening. So if you wanted to say anything, Governor, please feel free to speak up. But the governor oversees the activities of all the clubs in the district and is the elected leader. The zone chair is appointed. The district governor is elected by the general membership of the district and serves for a 1-year term. And then the multiple district is headed by the council chairperson, who that council chairperson served as a district governor the prior year, and it comes from the district that they come from is on a rotating basis. And a future council chair is on our call as well, because our district provides the council chair in a couple of years. So our first vice district governor, Doug Nace, is on on the session this evening. He'll be governor next year, and then he will move on to be council chair. Make your new member aware of conventions, both the district convention and the state convention. Probably initially, it would be great if you could accompany your new member to the district convention so they experience that first. And it'd be great too if they could experience a zone advisory meeting sometime in their first year. Take them to that, or ask your club president or secretary, whoever's going to the zone meeting, to invite them to a zone meeting so they see what's happening at all levels of Lions. As far as communications within our district and multiple district, we have a District 14C newsletter, which all of you should be getting. This is one reason it's really important for us to have an email address for a unique email address for each member, is because that's our primary way to communicate with the membership of our district, is through the newsletter and our MailChimp service. MailChimp is how we deliver the newsletter. In fact, hopefully if you're a newer member, you're getting that link each month to the newsletter. The newsletter is posted on is also posted on our district website, but primarily if we have a message that needs to go out to the district membership, we use the MailChimp service. As far as the multiple district, their primary means of communication that they do is with the Lion magazine, the Lions PA Lion Pride magazine, which goes out 4 times a year, and that comes out electronically also. So email is really pretty important for us to. An email address is really important for us to have on file for each of the new members. Well, for every member, for that matter. Any questions there? Okay. Then as we move up to the broader Lions International organization, again, whatever we can do with history and traditions for the broader organization, that's great. One thing that I think is really good way to introduce the history of our organization is through a series of videos that was produced for the Lions 100th anniversary several years ago. Those videos are available on the Lions International website, which is lionsclubs.org. And I have that later in the presentation as far as the website, but you can go and you can find, and I think it's a series of maybe 4 or 5 videos, and each video covers a period of time from the origin story of the of our organization up through to the present. So a nice summary, and the videos don't take real long to look at. Anybody know what the origin of the name Lions comes from, or what the letter is actually an acronym? Anybody know what the original acronym or what the letters of the Lions stand for?
No.
Liberty, intelligence, our nation's safety.
There you go, Michelle. I'm pleased. You got it. You got it. And over the years, different people have put other meanings in that. But if you think back to 1917 and what was happening in the state of the world and where our country was in terms of like World War I, liberty, intelligence, liberty, intelligence, our nation's safety. It kind of makes a lot of sense as to what we were talking about in those days. So, understanding our logo, the lions facing in 2 directions for pride in our past, but looking forward to the future. How we're structured, we talked a little bit about that, all the way from the club level up to the international level. Beyond the multiple district, there's constitutional areas, 7 of those around the world. Lions International has a convention every year, sometimes in the United States, sometimes not in the United States. So great opportunity to travel and see the world just by going to Lions International conventions. This year it will be in Orlando, Florida in the summer. So it will be a warm one down there, but in a year or two, you guys can help me out. It's going to be in Washington, DC. So it's going to be really close. A great opportunity to go to an international convention. And that's a wonderful celebration. And you're looking at probably 20 to 25,000 people coming together at an international convention, and always a very colorful parade wherever the convention is held, which is, it's a long parade, but it's really neat to see all the delegations dressed up in their unique garb for the parade. So it's pretty cool. And then the headquarters being in Chicago, Illinois, because that's kind of where Melvin Jones was centered, and that's where the heartbeat of the organization is. Again, Constitution and bylaws. What the international Constitution and bylaws guides everything, all the levels down to the club level. So everything there has to be consistency there. A club can't do something that would be in conflict with the international Constitution and bylaws. I talked about LCIF a little bit earlier. Understand the difference there. Lions Club International is our organization that we're part of. The Lions Club International Foundation is the charitable giving arm of our Lions Club International. And it's also how clubs can, or how people can make tax deductible donations. So that LCIF is just so important worldwide. They've given away lots of that. Keith is our LCIF chairperson, past District Governor Keith Schoaf. Keith, I don't know if you wanted to say anything real quick about some of the stuff that the LCIF does.
Well, the main thrust that everybody's familiar with, as you said earlier, is disaster relief. With everything that's going on in the world, if you look at that, what's happening out in California right now with the fires, I can guarantee you that LCIF is already working on getting funds out into that area. LCIF works with local clubs, so there really needs to be a club in the area where the money is going to go to, because that club then is then responsible to see that the funds are used properly. District Governor Galen has as part of his goals set by International, he has a dollar goal that he's asked to meet for LCIF during his year. So any monies that are donated either to his project, District Governor Project Fund, or to directly to LCIF will be credited to that goal. If you'd like to make a donation and you're not exactly sure the best way to do that, please contact me, and I'll see that your donation gets taken care of and it goes to the proper place.
Thanks, past District Governor Keith. We certainly do encourage all clubs to donate, as well as individuals. And again, the LCIF works just like our clubs. Every dollar that's donated to LCIF goes back out for whatever humanitarian relief is being targeted, all their grant programs and different things. And a significant amount of money goes out around the world, but also stays in the United States for different disasters we have here. For example, the hurricanes that were just in Florida this past fall in Florida and in North Carolina and South Carolina, those areas that were hit, a lot of funds go there. The money is controlled by Lions, though. It doesn't go to other organizations to support. It goes to Lions, either at the district level or the multiple district level, for them to decide how it should be used. So it's a very good very good way to give and a very highly rated foundation. Moving on there, as far as the officers at the international level, there's an international president that changes every year, and 3 vice presidents. Once you're elected as 3rd vice president, you move up through and you eventually become the international president. And then the board is made up of directors from all around the world. Pennsylvania currently does not have, our multiple district does not have anybody on the international board of directors. We don't have an international director at this point, but we have a number of past international directors, and we have one past international president from Pennsylvania who is still living. Just help your new member understand about membership development and how important it is to keep recruiting and bringing people into the organization. The main communication from LCIF, they push things out through email, and they also have a Lion magazine. We get a paper copy of the Lion magazine, I'm going to say once a year now. I think it's down to once a year, usually near the beginning of the Lion year in July or August, you get a Lion magazine. Could be twice a year. I'm not positive about that. It used to be a monthly publication, but now most of it comes through online. And then there's all kinds of online learning opportunities available through Lions International and Lions related websites. Lots of professional development. So your new cub, if they're still in the working environment and are looking for, ways to improve themselves professionally or whatever, things like conflict resolution, meeting management, any number of topics, leadership related topics. There's a lot of training that's available online. So we can look at that. Some of that will be here in the resources. I've already mentioned the LCI website, which is lionsclubs.org. Our district website, if you just do a search for District 14, Lions Club District 14C, you'll be able to get there. On the Lions Club website, there's all kinds of brochures, and there's some brochures there for new members that are good for both recruiting and just to give your new Lion, to give that baseline knowledge about what Lions do. As I mentioned, the Lion magazine, save your Lion magazine so that you can give it away to a prospective member or to a person you bring into the club, because if you bring them in, say in November, they might not get a magazine until 6 or 8 months later.
PDG Dennis?
Yes, go ahead.
A couple things in chat. One person asked about, can individuals give as well as a club to LCIF? And yes, they can.
And I'm actually answering that right now.
You're answering that, okay. But everybody else can hear it as well. And then there's a reminder from Cheryl Wilbur that there'll be a membership symposium at the state office on May the 18th from 9 to 3. So you can pursue that as well.
Okay. All right. Great. Thank you.
Where is the state office?
In Harrisburg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
It should be in your district
It's
directory.
very
Okay.
convenient.
The address is 949 East
Mhm.
Park Drive,
I'm sorry, 949 what?
East Park Drive,
Okay.
Harrisburg.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, if you're familiar with the Beltway, if you go across 581
Mm-hmm.
and then head north on, like I said, 283 or not, 80. It connects up to 81. I guess it's
Yeah.
83. Yeah, it's just at first exit. Like if you go across the river and then you have the choice to go down toward the airport or go north.
Yes.
You go north, it's the first exit then.
Oh, okay.
It's just off of there. A couple other things here, the Facebook page for Lions International, and there's all kinds of other Facebook or Lions forums and Lion Portal forums available, but the Facebook page itself that the International runs has tons of posts that would be good for just background information. The Lion Portal is the sort of the information center that all Lion members can log into. They just have to set up an account, and there they can access the Lions Learning Center, as well as all kinds of information about their club, the information that's on file for them with Lions. They can update their information. We're just kind of getting into that. The Lion Portal was just established last spring, and it was phased in after it follows a previous information system that was in place that the club secretaries used to enter all the data information. But the Lion Portal is a little bit more available to all members, some of the information that's in there. So it's worth exploring there. And then there's something called Lion University, which is run through the USA Canada Forum, and it has lots of great training courses as well. So if you talk about Lion University, you can, or if you just Google that, you'll come up with and be able to access that. There's all kinds of things. You can even go through a quote unquote degree program where you're in a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, or a doctorate degree in Lionism. It's not an actual college degree, but it's a Lions University degree through USA Canada Forum. And so there's all kinds of things for Lions to do with that. Just a couple of additional suggestions. Invite the new member to one of your club board meetings, at least to get them started early on. Make sure they understand how your club is operating and what the board does. As I mentioned, assign them to a committee, give them something to do. Encourage them to invite a friend of theirs to a meeting, because constantly trying to grow membership. And of course, if they have somebody that they know well, it's kind of like my wife was a band director, and her best recruitment was friends of current members, because, if your friends are in something, you're going to more likely to stay in something. If your friends aren't engaged with the activity, you're less likely to stay involved with it. So have them bring their friends in. And then sometime within their first year, I would recommend that you get your new member to a zone advisory meeting, to a district cabinet meeting, ideally to either a district convention or state convention, and go with them to those things, so that you can kind of guide them, again, back to being supportive and providing guidance, as we said on the right at the top of the seminar. That's all the things that we're looking for.
PDG Dennis.
Yes.
Just as a reminder for everybody that you talked about the international vice presidents at our upcoming Pennsylvania State Convention this year. The third international vice president, Mark Lyons, will be there as a speaker.
Oh, very good. Do we know if the international president will be there?
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I said at the state convention. He's going to be at the next council meeting.
Oh, at our next council meeting.
Yeah, I said
State
state
council
convention.
meeting. Okay.
He's going to be a council meeting.
Yeah. Usually the international president comes to our state conventions. We're fortunate because of the connection our past international president has and his role in the broader association. We are usually able to have the international president come to our state convention. So that's always a nice thing. And also, I would invite and encourage all of you, if I didn't put this in an email, to put the 29th of January on your calendar, so that you can also participate in the seminar for new members. It's specifically for your new members. But we wanted to do this first so that you had a better understanding of your role, and now you can encourage them to participate in that Zoom meeting. PDG Keith and our Vice District Governor Doug will be hosting that meeting, and an invitation will go out to all of any member who joined since January 1st of 2024. As long as I have an email address for them. We'll send them a person or a specific email to them. It'll also probably be announced otherwise, but we want to get as many new members on. And now they'll go into more depth here, especially about the district level and the international level as far as that goes. We're counting on you folks to really orient people to the club level and what goes on in your club and provide that information. So with that, that's all that I have, and it's right on 8 o'clock, but we did have a little snafu, so I feel pretty good about getting through there. And anybody who's been on other webinars with me knows it's pretty impressive for me to get done within an hour and not over talk too much. And I see some of you laughing because I know I get a little bit carried away. So do you have any questions or comments? Anything you'd like to go over? Again, really appreciate you, all of you.
Got a question. Are we printing a handbook anymore, or is that gone? Because when I joined, I got the handbook. I found that pretty helpful, but it seemed like we haven't been able to get those. And if not, maybe it'd be a good idea if we could get one in a PDF form online, so that that could be a reference as well.
Yeah.
Lion Jim, when you say handbook, are you talking about like the district directory like this, or are you talking about something that your club produced?
No, this was an actual Lions handbook. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't get you the production or the printed date, but it was a handbook, and it talked about the roles of each officer in the club and everything. It looked like it was a general book for Lions. I don't know who produced it. I'll have to look.
It might have been something that was in the new member packets at one time. I can't say for sure, because now that you're saying that, and it's been 30 plus years since I joined, but
Was it this?
Yes, yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
I think that's it.
Yeah, that's put out by the forum, USA Canada Forum.
yeah, that's a very extensive resource there. And I think when
bless
that
you.
first came out, the
Thank you.
district purchased a number of those and I think we distributed them to club presidents, perhaps. My memory's a little bit vague on that, but I know we purchased a bunch of those. So it was like one per club. It wasn't something that was made available to every member. So it may have been passed down to you as a club officer, Jim.
And also the book was printed in 2015. And I believe you can still get those through the international.
Okay, interesting. All right, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of resources on the portal, but it was just nice to have a book at your fingertips that you could read, every couple of minutes when you get a chance, or every now and again when you get a chance. And so I was thinking maybe if that resource was limited, maybe we could get it out there on PDF, but that'd be a lot of work probably for somebody to scan that in. But anyway, just a thought.
It might be worth checking to see if it's already available on PDF.
Yeah. It may be available online in PDF and or in the Learning Center. I think I picked one up at USA Canada Forum in the bookstore.
Well,
Also-
it is a USA Canada forum publication, so it's not going to be on the
Yes.
LCI website.
Okay.
It's going to be on the USA Canada
The
forum.
forum website, yeah.
Yep.
We did touch on international a little bit. In the next club year, Pennsylvania has 3 people that are vying to be an international director. We talked about the international family, and so we have 3 people vying for that, and they're all well qualified.
Wow.
So it is immediate past council chair Linda and Dick Swear and John Mahoney.
Let's see, District W, District D, and District T. Those people are from. So, yeah, so we will, I think we're very likely, typically when Pennsylvania runs somebody for international director, they get on the board. So keep your fingers crossed, but we should have an international director next year.
Wow.
past District Governor Sherrill that, who mentioned there about the membership symposium in the chat on May 18th. In addition to that, if you would like to increase your knowledge, there's the, oh, gosh, help me out, the symposium in
Fling.
March for,
Spring
um,
Fling.
Spring Fling.
well, we got the Spring Fling, but I'm thinking the
RLLI.
RLLI, yes, thank you. Yes. So we have both opportunities there that are state level and are held over in Harrisburg. So it's very convenient for us, really, a lot of the training. RLLI people rave about, and that's a 3-day thing, and all it will cost you is the transportation to get there and back, and the rest of it, the district will pay your registration fee, and the grant money covers, I think, your lodging for 2 nights. Am I right with that, PDG Cheryl?
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
So again, if you want more information about that, contact me or whoever we can get you information about it. Well, actually, I'll just put that I'll put that in with the docs.
Yeah, and I think it's $175 per person, and that pays for
Yeah.
absolutely everything except your transportation.
Right. And in our district, District 14C, we cover that 175 for you.
Yeah, 14G does also.
All
Yeah.
right. And
It's the best 2.5 days you'll ever spend in Lyons.
yeah, you'll go up on a Friday evening, get started, day of seminars on Saturday and Sunday morning, and come home and take a nap.
And it's a great camaraderie with all those that believe and help others the same way you do. And kudos to Dennis. Him and I were governors together. And I think this is a great way to connect with people. I'll have to think about that for our district. And I appreciate Governor Galen keeping me informed of the membership. So, hey, kudos to you guys for all you do.
Thanks, Cheryl. Appreciate that. Okay. Cheryl, is the information about the membership seminar, is that posted someplace?
Yes, I posted it in the main connection
The main connection. Okay.
state
All right.
newsletter that I send out.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I was lapsing that for a couple of months because I've had health issues since July, and I finally was able to put it together. So I'll be working on the next one right after our district, or yeah, after our state council meeting.
Okay. Just a note here, I saw that looking at the chat here, and Michelle shared that she used Lions training for continuing education credits for her work. So if you check with your employer, that might be something that you can do also, or share that with your new members that's available. So any other questions or comments?
Well done.
Right.
Oh,
Did
Yeah,
we lose
thank you,
Dan?
Governor.
Did Dan pass out there?
I'm still with you. I'm still with you.
He's hanging in there.
Okay.
Good. Well, thanks
Between him
again.
and Mo-
Appreciate you all taking the time to tune in and do this to support the new members that you bring on. And Mike, I'm glad you've got a good starting experience, and you're bringing in a new member within your first year, right? That ought to be a
Yeah.
special recognition.
Yes, that's correct. Within the first month, my wife joined with me.
Very good.
Mhm.
Excellent. Okay, well, if there's nothing else, then we will sign off for tonight. And please put the 29th of January on your calendar so that you can tune in and encourage your new member to sign up for that training as well.
Okay.
One more,
Thank you.
Good
Dennis,
night, everyone.
One more question.
one
Oh,
more.
go ahead.
With the regular members bringing in a new member, did you talk about the Proud Lion Award that Pennsylvania does?
I did not.
There are 5 things. There are individual cards that you can get at the district or at the state office, and there's no charge for those. It's like a 3x5 card, and it has the 5 things that you should participate in. And one of them is to attend a function, trying to find them right now, can't find it. Attend a function, attend a board meeting, bring a friend, attend a district event. And when they complete those, the secretary of the club signs that. You then send that card into Deb Burkholder, state administrator, and they receive a pins and little awards, ribbons.
Mm.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
called the Proud Lion Award. And there's not very many states in the United States that do that, but Pennsylvania is one of them.
Oh, wow.
So it's an honor.
Good to know.
Is there something written up on that or to show what they have to attend?
Yes, how about I send that to all of you? If I have that email address, I can send it, or I can send it directly to the District Governor Galen or to PDG Dennis. And then he can send it on to all of you.
Yeah, I would like to have it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that'd be nice.
Yep.
I would, I would like it as well. And also the documents that you talked about initially with the Mechanicsburg Club that they were using for new members.
Okay. Yeah, Cheryl, if you'll send me that, whatever link or whatever, I'll send that, the documents. I'm gonna send information about RLLI, this 2 symposiums we mentioned. I'll put all that together and get it out to you folks.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet.
So much.
Thank you. Great
Good
job.
night. Good night,
Good night,
Dan.
everyone.
Night.
Right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Good
Dennis.
night, Dennis.
You
Thank
bet.
you, Dennis.
Great seminar, Dennis. Thanks.
Thank you.